Well, joining us now, former Notre Dame safety and captain Kyle McCarthy. Thank you. Going from Notre Dame to the NFL, back to South Bend as a graduate assistant, now agent. Kyle, you have had quite the career path, and we are happy to have you joining us on ABC57 Kickoff.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always good to get back to South Bend, God's country, also known as. Been a heck of a ride, and always good to get back and see a few friendly faces.
Well, you are the director of football now for Athletes First. It's a full-service sports management firm. You just made headlines, help facilitating former Notre Dame and current Baltimore Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton, the signing to what is the extension, making him the highest paid safety in NFL history. And as you put it on your Instagram post, the largest by a significant margin in every metric.
Yeah, Kyle was a little bit better player than I was. So, no, he's just an absolutely incredible person, an incredible player, a true Notre Dame man, and he deserves every penny. I'm a little biased, and I told the Baltimore Ravens that it makes it easy when you truly believe someone's the best at what they do, and he is, in my opinion, the best defensive back in the NFL, and again, just a phenomenal person off the field as well. So it was a blessing to be on his team and be able to work with him.
How did that relationship start? I understand that you guys were friends before this took place, so walk us through that.
I don't want to put you on Front Street, but we weren't really that friendly before I started working with him. But you recruit a kid and you have the opportunity to sit down with him and his family and tell him why you think he'd be a good person for their team, a good support system for their team. And after meeting with his parents and then Kyle himself, and just kind of laying out a vision for how I thought we could help support him in his endeavors, it ended up working out. And again, he's just a phenomenal person, and so we have hit it off. I mean, shoot, we're the Notre Dame brotherhood's a real thing, and it doesn't matter what age you are. I'm friends with guys that played way before my time, and shoot, guys they're playing now. So we've hit it off, and again, just a phenomenal person that does things the right way. And I do consider him a friend, but I also work for him, so I got to be a little careful there.
Well, walk us through the sports agent kind of mentality, right? We've all seen Jerry Maguire, but what is that day to day for you? You get a potential client. How do you
the courting process?
Right, what is that like?
Yeah, it's good and bad, right? Just like anything, just like any job. I mean, love what I do. I'm still around the game, and I never once thought I'd be on this side of it. I actually, as I coached here, and I always thought I'd be a football coach, and so this kind of came up organically through my former agency when I was a player, and an opportunity to be around the game and support people, share kind of advice through your process and advise them through their career and help them achieve their goals. So, you learn as you go, but so little of what we do in the agent world is really contracts. So much of it more is the advisory process off the field to support their careers and certainly trying to maximize their value on and off the field.
Well, name drop maybe just a little bit. I know you've got Matt LaFleur, the head coach of his Green Bay Packers here. But he said, do you think Kyle can hook me up with a little back behind the scenes?
Matt's a nice guy, so maybe. I don't know. Yeah. No, Packers are looking good, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, no, I work with some of the best and brightest in the NFL, which is certainly a blessing that they've asked me to represent them, and I always feel like representation is an extension of you, and so that's something that's really, really important to me. But yeah, Matt LaFleur, sticking with your Packers, Quay Walker, Lucas Van Ness, a couple first-round draft picks, Donovan Jackson and Jack Sawyer from last year's Ohio State National Championship team, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame,
Pretty good
Cole
one.
Kmet, kind of go down the list. But, it's a blessing to work with a lot of great people and obviously great players.
Well, you were also named, to brag a little bit, The Athletic released a NFL's 50 under 40. Just how does that feel to be acknowledged in that way? But also, do you feel like your experience as a player, as a coach, has really kind of helped you become a better agent?
Yeah, at first it was embarrassing. I feel like, as an agent or an advisor, you try to stay behind the scenes a little bit. But it was obviously wonderful to be recognized by my peers in the business and things like that. So, you just try to do things the right way. Sometimes being an agent has a negative connotation to it, like a greasy car salesman or something like that. But so I work really hard to just do things the right way, treat people with respect, and but also be direct, right? Obviously, a lot of work goes into that behind the scenes so that you know what you're talking about and you're prepared on things. But just trying to do things the right way and be direct and work your tail off.
What is your advice for maybe players today who are, they have dreams of the NFL, and the college world has changed so much too, right? Since you probably got into the business, but what is your advice to these college players who are just coming out of the pros, saying like, I'm going to make big bucks, and it's the stardom. What is your advice to maybe Kyle Hamilton and some of the guys that you cover?
Yeah, I wish it was like that when I played, right? I graduated with like $20 in my pocket. But no, I'll say this, and I'm not trying to be cheesy, but my advice to them is be happy where your feet are. This is the NFL is a business, and it's the greatest job in the world, no doubt. But you only get to play college football once, and it's truly a special place and a special time in your life to be in the locker room with these guys, going to school. After practice and things like that, you go home and play video games. When you're in the NFL, guys go home to their families. It's just a little bit different. It's much more of a business. So just enjoy the time you have there. Focus on ball. You got to keep the main thing, because if that's not working out, nothing else is going to work out. Speaking of like the compensation side of things and all that stuff. So you got to keep the main thing, focus on football. And I know that's kind of a boring response, but it's just the truth. I mean, you got to go play great on Saturdays, and if you have any chance to make it on Sundays.
Well, NIL has significantly changed everything, I think, in a way about college football. Before, an agent wasn't allowed to talk with players when they were still players at the university level. Now you are able to. Are you connected with any current Notre Dame football players?
Yeah, for sure. We've actually hired an entire new vertical in the company to focus on collegiate and high school representation. I'm, kind of picking and choosing my spots there just because of, my current book of business in the NFL. And so, but I do happen to work with Jeremiah Love. So hopefully,
another pretty good one.
Hopefully it clears up, but, hopefully he touches the ball a few times. But again, just a wonderful Notre Dame man. I mean, he's, just a wonderful kid and certainly a pretty talented football player.
Well, awesome. I just love having you come on. You have a tailgate you're hosting with your Athletes First today over on Eddy Street Commons. Got some big namers.
The Athletes First tailgate tour over there on Eddy Street. So come on by. All are welcome, and it should be a great time. Hopefully this weather clears up, but hey, we're in South Bend, rain or shine, we're going to be ready to go.
Well, we did a little digging, too. This is your first time live with us on the show, but you did join us back in 2020 in a Zoom call, if you recall. I was pregnant at the time, but if you want to check out that interview, you can go to our website, ABC57.com. We talk a little bit about your cancer battle, about your family, your growing a new family at that time. Just neat, and of course, your playing career, and you can find this interview today on our website as well.
Thanks so much, Kyle.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. We'll be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff.